Imagine a virtual character with mechanics so dense, executing a simple button combination triggers a glitch that wipes his most powerful move from the match. Meet Nori. In the world of Brawl Stars, he is presented as an innocent, childlike fighter, the baby of two existing characters, armed with a pacifier and a standard fishing rod. But upon release, the competitive community immediately raised alarms. High-level players found themselves vaporized by a kit that felt severely unbalanced to play against. Nori's design exposes a structural breaking point in the game's software architecture. Behind the cute aesthetic lies a specific technical tipping point, where stacking one too many mechanics results in a system that can no longer process its own rules. To understand the strain Nori puts on the engine, we have to look at how his actions layer together. His baseline input is a simple tap of the attack button, which triggers a standard close-range slash for moderate damage. Holding the button transforms the fishing rod into a grappling hook, creating a high-mobility dash. Every successful strike generates a fish in a secondary inventory. The software caps this inventory at 10 fish, requiring constant real-time checks. Players then have to make a split-second decision with those resources. They can burn the fish instantly to regenerate health, or they can hoard them to fuel his ultimate ability. That ultimate ability requires the engine to generate an area of effect water puddle where Nori lands, followed by a delayed high-damage strike from a giant fish. This chart shows how the ultimate ability dynamically scales. For every fish stored in the inventory, the game must instantly recalculate the attack, expanding the puddle's radius by 5% and increasing the final damage output by 4%. This creates a high level of interaction density. In a fraction of a second, the server is tracking player position, calculating variable dash trajectories, logging resource generation, and executing dynamic scaling math. Forcing a mobile processor to handle that many distinct variables on a single input turns a playable character into a hazard for the software itself. Naturally, players want to maximize their output. The logical instinct is to chain the grappling hook directly into the ultimate ability to catch opponents before they can react. Attempting that sequence triggers a critical failure. If you execute the ultimate immediately after the grapple, the game completely deletes the super move. Nori will still consume all his stored fish, resetting the hard-earned inventory to 0, but the giant fish will never spawn, and the attack will deal 0 damage. The engine essentially chokes. It cannot simultaneously process the endpoint calculation of a moving dash attack alongside the dynamic scaling math required for the expanding puddle. The vanishing ultimate isn't a random error. It is the visual manifestation of code buckling under the weight of excessive feature creep. We see this pattern repeating across the software industry. Developers prioritize dense, layered mechanics to keep users engaged, often sacrificing the stability of the underlying code. This graph illustrates what engineers call the complexity limit. As the linear number of real-time agent interactions grows, the probability of systemic breakdowns spikes exponentially. To bypass this failure in Brawl Stars, you have to manually pace the game engine. You must leave a deliberate pause, letting Nori's attack animation fully finish before you finally tap the ultimate button. As long as developers push past the complexity limit, players must adapt their behavior to keep the digital world from breaking.